leaders that have made a difference in our world think less of themselves. It is not possible for you to make a difference when you think more of yourself. That was why I said one person cannot make a difference. You must qualify it so that it makes sense. Because if you say two heads are better than one, you agree with me? So now it is no longer two good minds, because it has to be two great minds, isn't it? Because if you say two heads can make a difference, and you bring the head of a madman, and you say come into a meeting where somebody whose head is correct is also having a meeting, what is going to happen is that Mr. A will say A, Mr. B will say what? Z. The conversation will not go together because they're not thinking in the same frequency. That is why, if you understand the fact that all the people that have been able to make a difference in our world are people who decided deliberately that they will make a difference. And they thought about the concept of the common good, not about themselves. Imagine if our country, those who led us in this country from the day one, thought about the common good. Do you know what has become of our country? Our country would have been a great country. Do you know that in 1960, when this change process began in Singapore, do you know that Nigeria was at par with Singapore in terms of development? Nigeria was a developing nation at that point in time, in 1960. Singapore was also what? A developing nation. So the leader, in the name of Lee Kuan Yew, came and focused into what? The future. You could feel his energy. You could feel what? When you think about something for a long time, it becomes energy. I hope you know that. Yeah. It fills your mindset. Something you've thought about. You have thought about, you have discussed, you have everybody who cared to listen, you have told them about. In your private room, everywhere you have gone to, it's about the common good, not about you. That was what happened to him. He was sleeping in London, thinking about his country. He was eating breakfast, thinking about what? Whenever he watches television and sees the condition of his country, he cries. If you saw that man explaining the details of his assignment, you see a crying man. A man that has cried several times. A man whose burden for the common good has filled his heart. And so he came into Singapore as a prepared man, a man ready to make things happen. And he was so determined. Do you get what I'm saying? Nobody could scare him. He understood the mandate. And so any individual who can understand that I live not for self, I live for the common good, is an individual that can make a difference. Because what the burden does is that when a burden hits you about a sector of the economy, about a particular idea, when that burden hits you, it develops what I call a pursuit of vision. Is that not true? No burden, no vision. No burden, no vision. Ever sit. Is that not true? For any vision to happen, if one person does not stay on course on that vision, the vision never happens. Somebody must define it. Is that not true? Somebody must bring it to the people, because it is a vision that is defined, clearly understood by the individual that is bringing the vision to the public domain. Is that individual that can now sell the vision with passion. The man was prepared for leadership. How many of our leaders in this country are prepared for leadership? Somebody is selling crayfish in the market as of 2 years ago. And after 2 years, an uncle gets an appointment. What happens? He moves into Abuja. The next thing he does is, he is SA to the uncle that has won. And so after 2 years or 3 years or 4 years of office, the uncle nominates him, go and run for House of Representatives. He has been selling crayfish. His mindset is crayfish. His thinking is crayfish. Everything in his mindset is how to get ABC. And so he goes, and then they bull everybody all over the place. He gets it. He goes to National Assembly. They're discussing what concerns the common good. He's talking about crayfish policy. You see the mindset? How can he make a difference? if you have a critical number of people who are not prepared to lead and they find themselves in leadership, and this guy comes back home with maybe another friend of his comes back home with another fine car. Wow, this guy has always been around the village area. He says, wow, you got this in the National Assembly, beautiful car. Oh my God. Aye. He sleeps that night. The next day, he said, God has spoken. I'm now running for office. So he goes to run for office too. So what occupies the minds of people throughout the process of election is money. Money. The cars coming out. The cars coming out so they can borrow money to run for elections, because they know that after the end of the day, they will do what? They will get back their monies. How can we grow? How can we grow? I'm asking this question. Look at this video. I think that the leadership of this country should listen to watch this video. In fact, in all my training henceforth, this video must be played. Put your hands together. I am bringing some directors. I am bringing some directors in this building. It's part of the GOTNI leadership policy that in every leadership program that takes place, we should play this so that you see a man with what? Passion. When you have passion, the world cannot stop you. This man, Lee Kuan Yew, reminds me of my early days. Linus Okorie in his early days. Every day, when this vision of GOTNI came to me at less than 19, right? I carried this vision and I was sharing to everyone who cared to listen, entering buses. And I'm talking like this, it looks like I was going to fight somebody. There was energy in my system. Passion. I wanted to make a difference. Right? People were telling me it's not possible, but I said it was possible. And see that idea, see where we are today. It means dreams come true. It means dreams come true. It means that if we put all this passion together and say, let's build a critical mass of people that think like this Lee Kuan Yew, that thinks like him, because if you look at it, we almost share the same history with them. Everything. We are in the same situation that they are. They had left us because of one man. And here, we are still in the business of fighting ourselves in the newspapers on a daily basis. That's what we do. And nations are making progress. And we are complaining about nations making progress. One person can make a difference, but one visionary can make a difference. I ask a question. Is there anybody in this hall today who is inspired, motivated to be that person that can make a difference for Nigeria? Let me see your hand.
GOTNI, building outstanding leaders.